Hey guys, welcome to Professional Pets, and as the rain drops, today I'll be showing you how to make a good bird environment that will definitely prepare your birds for an awesome life and an awesome time with you. Enjoy, guys! A good bird environment consists of lots of toys that are things to keep your birds active. A good bird environment also must be clean and sterile basically at all times. There shouldn't be anything really gooey or nasty, and sometimes it gets like that in Rowan's cage and in Rocky's cage, but I try to keep it as clean as possible for their well-being and for them to feel comfortable. Another thing that it makes a bird environment, a good bird environment, or an excellent bird environment, is a nice full bird food bowl. Now, I'm not talking fill it up until the top part. I'm talking fill it up so that the bird eats it. So basically, if you're filling it up and the bird eats, basically the bird can't finish the food within a 24-hour period, basically you're putting too much food. And if the bird does finish it in the 24-hour period or earlier than that, you may be putting too little food. So you can basically see how your bird takes it. Now, if your bird's just greedy like Rowan used to be, you need to sort of average out how you're going to do it. A good bird environment is also safe. That means locks like this need to be locked at all times. There is no opening doors, and when the bird feels like coming out, that's also a good bird environment. A good bird environment should never be where it's, once again, dirty. The water must always be clean. I'm not sure if you can see, but Rowan's water is clean. It was just changed this morning. And so, once again, water needs to be clean. Food bowls need to be clean. If they are defecated or have feces in them by the time it's time to change it, you must change it and clean out that poop immediately, and you might want to even sterilize it because you wouldn't want to replenish new food into a dirty cup because that just makes clean food dirty. Just psychological thinking there. Sometimes with birds you just have to use your common sense and you just have to see what makes sense. Going back to toys, this toy here is a foraging toy, and I'm basically gonna fill it up with paper. And it's just going to be copy paper in there, and then Rowan chews it up and has a whole bunch of fun with it, and it keeps him busy for days. Basically, you can also put treats in there so that your bird gets rewarded for foraging through it. That's basically what the whole idea of a foraging toy is, to make sure that the bird has fun, but is active in order to get that fun, and is active so that the bird doesn't start nipping at its nails, start pulling feathers, and doing other things that are unhealthy for the bird. As you can see over there, I have these tight little toys that they all came from this toy right there that's dangling in the blue. That toy was a bigger toy. If you used to watch my videos, you probably will see it in an old video. And basically, all these little things came from that one toy. So I basically scattered them all around the cage. And basically, it gives Rowan a little bit more fun. Another thing that's really good about a bird environment is when it has different types of perches. So you don't only want a hard bird. I think this is, a hard, sort of regular wood perch like this. You want your bird to be able to feel different types of ground. So you have a perch like this that's sort of small. You have a perch like this, and then you have a perch that's comfy. And of course, you can work on getting more. To stay on the discussion of perches, here's Rocky on a perch that's a really natural perch, and Rocky hated the idea of natural perches, and now he's really starting to like them. So another thing about a good bird environment is changing it up so that your bird doesn't become so accustomed to one thing, but he's more relaxed and open to try new things. And that's just how people need to be. You got to be open to try new things, or you'll just be stuck in one little zone your whole life. So another thing is that you want your bird, if you do have a cage that is open like this, and you have a bird, of course, will poop onto the newspaper, you want the newspaper to be cleaned maybe regularly or even more often than a cage that has a grid, so that the bird isn't eating his feces. And that's something that can also be unhealthy. That makes for a bad bird environment. Once again, another thing about a good bird environment, never leave doors open. It just gives your bird an open out into the room. And when your bird can go into the room, he can hit windows, he can run into things, he can totally rock your room. And if you thought you had a mess earlier, just look at your room after. And then your bird can also be injured by slamming into walls. And of course, things like windows that he once again can't see. Another thing that makes for a good bird environment is whether the bird is not near other animals. So once again, by locking that door, you make for a good bird environment, because not only can they not hurt themselves, but you leave other animals that they cannot, other animals in your household that you may have cannot hurt them. Placing your bird in a room without a heater also makes for a bad environment. So basically placing your bird in a room with a heater and with an air conditioner is a good idea, and it makes for a good bird environment, because if in a case you live somewhere where it's too hot or too cold, or it just gets too hot or too cold where you live for a moment, and at a moment notice you should be able to put a heater or air conditioner on to cool your bird down or warm your bird up. Remember, they have feathers, not fur coats like puppies, and they can't basically regulate to their own temperature like Chloe, my reptile, can. And so you basically want to have the most suitable environment for a bird that you can. Thank you from all of us at Professional Pets. Rain is so 5 seconds ago.